G'day everybody. Bob Irwin and I went down to Brisbane yesterday to speak to the R.S.P.C.A, vets, other experts, turtle experts. We had a full day and we had some indigenous people there, some from the Torres Straits and some from locally. The issue we discussed was only cruelty, nothing to do with sustainability, because the R.S.P.C.A can only talk about cruelty. Sustainability is another government department. So we spent 8 hours down there. It was a big day. By the time I went down and got back to about 23.5 hours. So it was time well spent though. We all felt we achieved something. At least we alerted a lot of people to some of the things that are happening down there and up on the Cape in relation to those animals. A few of the concerns Indigenous people were that there was sort of an impingement on native title rights. It really has nothing to do with that. It's about the animals. They're global animals and they don't belong to anybody. So they are endangered and some are vulnerable to extinction. So we thought we had a productive day. It's still going to be a long path, but we believe that we achieved something yesterday, at least enlightening people who had heard very little about what happens up here. I'm going to continue doing exactly what I'm doing, and so is Bob, and we hope we can get an outcome. There's two parts to this campaign. The first part is to get the government in Queensland, which is a state government, to include Indigenous hunting in the Cruelty Act, because as it stands now there is none. So that's why you see turtles getting cut up alive and dugongs being axed to death. That's not the norm, but it does happen, and we have video evidence of it. Also, we were enlightened yesterday too that they've been doing it that way for a long time, like thousands of years. And if there is a better way, they'd like to know. And the people we had there yesterday could explain clearly the shape of a turtle's head and how it can die, where it can die, if it's still alive after its throat's cut. They explained all the process, so we all got a better understanding of how to kill a turtle or kill a dugong. And we didn't really determine whether it's humane or not, but we did discuss ways of how they could be killed in contrast to how they have been killed and are being killed today. So everybody got a bit of an eye-opener yesterday, Bob and I included. We do want everybody in Queensland to be responsible for cruelty, and then the people who do not want to conform with what is a humane way to dispatch an animal should suffer the same penalty as the rest of us. Because if I killed a koala or a kangaroo tomorrow, I'd face 7 years in jail, $100,000 fine. As it stands now, Indigenous hunting, there is no penalty at all. So that's one part. The second part is the sustainability of the animal, and that wasn't discussed yesterday. That's actually a federal government issue, or it is a state government issue if they want to highlight to the federal government to say that these animals face extinction, they're being killed in numbers that can't be sustained. And we saw some terrifying figures yesterday on how many can be killed before the population can't recover. So I'm not going to share that with you. It was a pretty well private meeting yesterday with all these people. So I just want to give you a basis of what Bob and I did yesterday. Just know that we're right on top of it. We're talking to people who can make a difference, and hopefully lead to a bigger meeting and more people be involved, more Indigenous people. I want more there to let them all hear, the absolute the peril these animals are in, these global animals. And don't anyone ever think you own them. None of us own an animal. Those animals are put on earth here by somebody other than us, and we have their use for a time. Some are in the food chain, some aren't. But these are global animals. Just get it through our heads. I think everybody needs to realise that. I've realised it now, not being a mad conservationist, but my eyes have been open to a lot of things, and hopefully we can get a lot of people to come on board and help us out with this. Anyway, cheers from Bob and I.